Let's start. So this is now the reading for Sagittarian for the month of July. Last month in June, you were in the middle of the month, you were making some emotional decision making. I don't know if that was good or bad for you, but some decision making was necessary and it was emotional. And the end of the month saw you seeking solutions. So let's see if that has resolved and what does the month of July bring for you. Now, I'm on a yoga retreat this weekend as I'm doing the recordings, so I thought I'd bring these cards that were gifted to me recently because, you know, it is the teachings of the ashram type place that I'm at. There are volunteers here who come to up to 4 months at a time to study ancient principles and practices, living in a vegan lifestyle with respect to ancient Indian teachings. So even though sometimes these cards are a little elusive to me, they might bring something to you, but essentially they are beautiful, and hopefully I can find someone to donate them to before I leave on Monday. So for Sagittarian, for the month of July, Eternal Soul is the card that I've drawn from for you. For the soul, there is neither birth nor death. The soul that is will never cease to be. It is unborn, eternal, ever-existing, undying, and primeval. It is not slain when the body is slain. So talking about how the soul is a higher element of our physical existence. Eternal soul. All right, let's see if we can find any indicators of that in the reading today. I'll be doing the Numa Oracle spread created for the Numa Oracle card deck that I made over the last couple of years and have released this year, limited edition, 100. So, I'm going to jump out, I'll pop hide and seek back in and see if that rears its head again. Okay, so, oh my lord, sometimes I get a little tired. Okay, so here we are for Sagittarian for July. Sagittarian for July, the month of July, beginning, middle, and end. Okay, Sagittarian. Where's your head at? Where's your body at? What is the root of it? Where your head's at, where your body's at, and what is the root of it. Still seeking out a lot of information there. Where your head's at, where your body's at, and the root of it. Okay. So we've got 3 4s. So number 4 is going to be important for you this month. And we've got 2 7s as well. Lots of, 3 7s, okay. 3 4s and 3 7s. So 4s, stability, practicality, order and responsibility. 7, spirituality, analytical, mystery and research. So similar themes to the previous month. Let's get into it. So beginning of the month sees you rising above turbulent waters, looking forward to the future. The number 6 suggests looking for harmony and balance. So that's kind of linking back to the decisions potentially that you made in June. So this little guy, he's risen above these turbulent waves and he's just currently being carried down the stream, but he's secured a safe space for himself. You feel like you're ready, prepared, perhaps over-prepared, maybe even feeling a little overwhelmed at the decision-making process that has been sort of forced upon you, but it's something that you have to do and face up to. The root of all of this is the Nature's Guide, and I might read you Nature's Guide. It's from the 3rd suit, so from the Loving Master suit, and it is a number 1, so new beginnings. A human figure cloaked in seaweed, shells and a feathered headdress stands at the water's edge. Derived from nature, they hold the wisdom of the earth, sea and sky. Nature, with its complex cycles of life and death, beauty and destruction, teaches us one fundamental thing: nothing is permanent. Consider the season or cycle of nature that reflects your current state. Are you enduring a harsh, unyielding winter, or are you emerging into a gentle, pollinated spring? Nature's Guide urges us to seek wisdom through observation of the natural world. By studying the changing seasons and animal behavior, we can gain valuable insights into the impermanence of life and the necessity of adaptation. Nature's constant evolution in response to varying conditions teaches us the importance of flexibility and resilience in facing our own challenges. One of nature's essential lessons is simplicity. By stripping away unnecessary complexities, we can focus on what truly matters and achieve greater clarity. Nature's straightforwardness encourages us to prioritize essentials and eliminate what is redundant in our lives. Spending time in nature may give you the peaceful clarity you currently enjoy. So I get the feeling that this card is linked to here, that whole idea that the soul is an entity that is not born or ceases to exist. It's a one constant in the planet. Perhaps it's our one constant link or tie to the universe. So the beginning of the month may have you feeling like you're a little bit overwhelmed by having to rise above these various situations and to look forward to make new decisions. And you are looking forward, and you are cutting ties. So if we just go with the fours, you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, over-prepared, but in the middle of the month, you're feeling like, you know what, I've got a lot of different skills that I can bring to this question or to this situation. You still need to really ascertain exactly what it is that you will do or bring these skills to, but essentially first you feel like you have to cut ties to something. So in your headspace, you're feeling very overwhelmed and over-prepared, and you feel like you have to cut out something so that you can get to this restorative, reflective state. So, feeling overwhelmed, making some decisions, cutting some ties, cutting things out, and then actually finally getting into a place where you can sit back and reflect on what has happened, why it happened, and what you'll do to move forward. If we look to the middle row, we can see that, this overwhelm has led you scrambling up to the top of this leaf. And by the middle of the month, you're thinking, what skills do I have that I can employ to get me to make some change and to get me moving forward. And at the end of the month, even with all of this reflection, you still feel like it's sort of on your own head, it's on you to make that change. Now, out in the cold, you could be feeling out in the cold, or someone else could be out in the cold. And I suppose I haven't read this one for a long time either. It's in the Psychic Masters, so it's in the first suit, way back in the beginning. In the Psychic Master or the Visionary Master. And it's in number 7. Exposed to the icy cold, a solitary child gazes into the dazzling frozen light. Around the outside of this image is hundreds of tally marks, the passage of time recorded in swift strokes. Despite the tough conditions, the child finds something mesmerizing in the dancing light. Is there something hanging over from the past, something you can't let go of? Are you feeling excluded or ghosted? Are you struggling with the why? When someone is left out in the cold, it implies they've been intentionally or unintentionally overlooked or excluded. When you perceive exclusion, try to understand the potential reasons and to keep an open mind, as they may not be deliberate. If you want a resolution or to gain a better understanding of the situation, asking uncomfortable questions may be necessary. Remember, you may not get the answers you need or want, so don't waste your time overanalyzing. It's time to move forward. When you have been excluded from a relationship, it's normal to grieve its loss. Grief is a personal journey and everyone navigates it differently. You may feel disbelief and anger. You may experience waves of sadness, depression, and self-doubt. You may worry you have made the wrong choice, or you may simply feel great relief. However you feel, remember to take the time you need to acknowledge the process, your emotions, and acceptance of the situation is the only way to move forward. So, looking at, still in the middle row, aren't we? I want to get to here. So, beginning of the month, overwhelmed, rising above these sort of hard feelings and experiences, needing to sort of step back and, get back to basics, what's really necessary. where can you find that resolve or that release. Middle of the month, you really feel like you need to cut ties with something or to release something. Maybe you need a big cry. Maybe you need to go into the forest and have a big scream yelly match. I like to do it in the car on the way to the beach. Rah, I hate life. Lose it. Lose it and then get it back. You do have the skill set in the middle of the month, so you will be using your different skills. They can be people skills, they can be employment skills, they can be just human personality skills. But you really are still seeking some answers and some truths to move forward. The answers and the truths may not be revealed to you. You may be left feeling reflective, trying to work it out, and you are strong, but you may not get the answers you need or want for closure. And we've all had that sort of situation where you don't know why something happened and nobody's telling you why. Maybe they don't even know why they did it or why it happened that way. But it just feels murky and ugly and painful, and you're just feeling stripped of your sense of strength. But you do have the strength. You will be able to sit back and reflect on your garden. All these flowers are photographs from my own garden. You will be able to, in the winter barren months, out through the window, that's my magnolia tree, by the way, you will be able to reflect and replenish because you are strong. But yeah, I don't think you're going to get the answers that you necessarily want. But remember, 4s and 7s are your numbers for the month. You've got every 4 and every 7 from the numerical deck. The middle isn't great, like it's in the way like of feeling, like you're feeling like you're far out. You're exhausted from all of the rough seas that have washed over you. Middle of the month, you're feeling quite ready to free fall almost, like if they cut that tie, she free falls, and this one's ready to spring forward. So the middle of the month, you'll be seeking out new information and you'll be able to strive a little bit. It is more positive than it seems, but I don't think you're going to get all of the answers that you are wanting, and you're going to have to forgive yourself of that, and you're going to have to let that go, because sometimes you just don't find out the truth or the why. And sometimes there is no why, it's just an is. And perhaps that's what this is about. It's just an is. It's just there. It's life. And no ifs, no buts, no yes, no no's, just is. So you might have to sit with and reckon with the is. It just is. It just is how it is. And what are you going to do about it for you? How are you going to be strong and find that peaceful resolution in your soul so you can move forward? Okay, let's see if we can get some clarification cards for, who are we doing? Scorpio, I think it is. No, it's Sagittarian. Scorpio was before. So Sagittarian. I don't usually do reverse, but the Chariot is in reverse, so we're just going to acknowledge that that's reversed, so it's not in activation mode, so it's not fully processed yet. Leave that there for now. So yeah, if this guy is these people, looking forward, making decisions, feeling ready to take on the world, and knowing how to simplify things to get it done. The middle of the month is perhaps a time where you cut loose and you can actually see and reflect on what you do have, what levels of abundance, where is your abundance, where is your best bits, and this one's looking at it, this person's going for it, this person's seeking it. So perhaps this is the prelude to this state of mind where you're actually in full reflection. So this card and this card are perfect together and they look to each other. The end of the month, I'm suggesting that there is no true resolution. It'll come in the new month, because you're still in that phase of being locked out of that true understanding, of that true access point to move forward with the Chariot. But you do have the strength and the conviction to work through this, and I fully believe that you'll be able to turn your smile upside down. Or turn the frown upside down. I can't remember what I'm saying. There's no coffee at this retreat. So I'm a little caffeine deprived. So yeah, moving forward, I think that once you can come to terms with not knowing or not getting the answers or all of the answers. You might only get pieces of an information. Once you forgive yourself and get over the fact that you can't have all the information, you'll be able to turn the chariot into a procession, into a forward movement. Okay, Sag, juicy. I'm curious. I'm a little bit of a nosy Parker, so I'm curious to see how it is you got to this place and where you're moving towards. So good luck with July, Sag. I hope you have an okay time and that you do get to resolve those unanswered questions or come to a satisfactory meeting place between answers and no answers. Okay, good luck.